Today is Wednesday, August 26, 2026. Are you actually reading this stretch or just watching the number and calling it a plan? That's the question sitting in the room with you right now, because the tape has been kind enough this month that it's tempting to stop asking it. Bitcoin is the one worth naming first, because it's the one you're most likely holding heavy. It's up roughly a quarter for the month of August, and that kind of climb changes the texture of a position. The sideways days stop feeling like drift and start feeling like altitude, and altitude makes people either hold their breath or get careless. Over the last day, it's essentially flat, up a touch, which after a run like this reads less like hesitation and more like the market catching its breath before it decides what August actually meant. Ethereum moved with it this week, modestly, and the size behind that move looks less like retail chasing green candles and more like positioning being rebuilt quietly. Equities were grinding higher into this print, tech still leading. Gold and oil aren't offering a clean read today, so leave them alone. What's clear is the direction. What's not clear yet is the timing of the next turn. And that's exactly what the next 48 hours start to answer. Tomorrow, the 27th, Mercury reaches cazimi, conjunct the Sun, burning at the center of the light. Traditionally, this is read as a moment of unusual clarity. Something confused or half-hidden suddenly becomes visible. A story reframes itself in a single sentence. It's a fast, sharp kind of day, not a slow-build one. Then on the 28th, the sky gets loud. The full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, exact at 4 degrees 54, arriving alongside Mercury square Uranus and Sun square Uranus, all in the same 24 hours. That's not one aspect, that's three, and Uranus repeated 3 times over is not subtle. Eclipses close things. This one closes toward release, endings, emotional processing. But the triple Uranus signature means the closing won't be gentle or gradual, it'll be sudden. These days, reward a man who has already done his thinking and punish the one who's improvising in the moment. Clarity first, then disruption. That's the order this week is handing you. Here's where it lines up with what's actually scheduled. Today, the 26th, the US puts out the second GDP estimate and the PCE inflation read, the Fed's preferred gauge, both landing the same morning. Mercury is loading toward its cazimi. That's a data print with real teeth arriving just as the sky is promising a reframing moment. Then September 4th, non-farm payrolls sits about a week out, but positioning for it will already be building through the eclipse window on the 28th, meaning the market will be digesting Uranus charge disruption and pre-payrolls nerves in the same stretch. When the calendar and the sky are both circling the same 3 or 4 days, that's not coincidence you get to ignore. So, are you reading the stretch or just watching the number? The honest answer is that clarity is being handed to you tomorrow, and a shake is coming the day after. And the man who's already decided what he's holding and why will move through both far steadier than the man still deciding. What this window is good for: getting your thinking finished before the 27th, so the disruption on the 28th finds you settled instead of scrambling. What it's not good for: making a big move in the fog of the eclipse itself. I want to be straight with you. This daily isn't going to tell you when to buy or sell. What it gives you is a read on where you're standing right now, and that reaches past your holdings into what you're building or postponing generally, because the same cycle moving capital is moving you. For exact entries and exits, that's desk timing on Telegram. For the 6-month map, roughly 80% backtested against the weekly chart. That's the live charts. Watch for the GDP and PCE numbers landing today. If the reaction is muted at first, don't trust it, because Mercury cazimi tomorrow tends to reframe exactly this kind of data within a day or two. Friday's episode picks up whatever the eclipse actually breaks open. The live charts are how I draw this. 6 months ahead, 3 times a year, on top of the weekly chart. The course, Mark Your Own Timing Calendar, teaches you to calculate your own money flow rhythm, day by day. And the Desk Timing channel sends signals weeks and even months ahead on geopolitics and market topics, helping you read event probabilities as they surface in the news, all linked in the description. This was today's slice. See you Friday.
Nobody predicts the market, but you can read the weather. 3 times a year, I draw it by hand. Fibonacci levels, universal technical analysis. Then I overlay the planetary cycles running through that asset. Where the two agree, you get a window. That's the live chart. 7 markets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB XRP, oil, gold, and S&P 500 hold more than one, and you stop watching a single chart and start seeing the whole field. Not financial advice, not certainty, no indicator is. Some years run above 80%. The last months were harder. Every chart scrolls through the full history, so you judge it yourself. The protocol is public, ecoscopia.net.